What
Hello
up?
and welcome to What Now with Anna and Eric. I am Anna,
I am Eric.
and we believe that you are a needy person.
I know I'm a needy person.
I'm a needy person.
I'm high maintenance.
Yes,
It takes a lot
that's true.
to deal with me.
I mean, what did Eric just say? Oh, why do I have to wear these headphones?
I know. Oh, no, trust me.
I need to take them off.
Oh, yeah.
I just need to.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but I need him to wear them, so I am also needy.
Yep.
It's true.
And I just get beaten down and do what I'm told.
Well, you know.
Yep.
So we're recording this on a Wednesday, but for
We
you
are.
out there in cyberspace, it is hopefully Thursday, which means Halloween. So I'm wearing this outfit, but once again, did not tune Eric into
I was
the
not
plan.
not informed that it was costume day.
I think
but
that by this point,
would have
I
been
just
great. Would have been
realized
great.
that, yeah, I need to do better. I need
No,
to do better.
I mean, just tell me, like, you don't want me here. Like,
No,
you don't
I
have
do.
to slowly
I do.
phase me out by not informing me about what's going on in the podcast. Then, hey, we're doing costumes. I'm not going to tell the other person.
I'm sorry.
Like, a lot of
I am aware of my flaws.
podcasting duos or, like, people that are on the radio or on
Yeah.
TV, like, they coordinate. Like, we could have been something.
We could have. That's true.
I was thinking, like, Sonny and Cher.
Cheese and crackers.
Why
I think I must
food
be
items? Yeah, why are they all food? Why can't they be people?
Somebody should be like.
We could have been Chewbacca
somebody
and
should
Han
be-
Solo.
mayonnaise and then mustard and then like have this combined form where you become mayo must, which is a real condiment. Thank you, Heinz. Feel free to sponsor us.
You know, Anna,
Nope.
costume ideas. Not your
So
forte.
anyways, yes,
Not
thank
your
you.
forte.
Welcome to What Now with Ann and Eric.
Spiritual growth is a puzzle, and I'm a little bit muddled. What does discipleship even mean? What now? What now?
By the way, I think that costumes are my forte because look at the awesome costume I'm wearing right now.
Yeah, but your good job. Your
you.
ideas for costumes,
you.
not great.
Wow, that's super rude.
Well, it was mayo and mustard.
Which is a real thing. Listen. All right, so tell me what's happening in your life.
You know,
Wait, I'll go first. Okay. So, and I'm going first because I think that you would love to talk about this.
I think I'm just going to
Let's
cry. I think
talk
today's
about-
going to be the day you make
No.
me have an emotional breakdown. And just, you've beaten me down to the point where now it's going to go viral because
Do you wanna go first? I
there's
mean,
going
I
to be
can-
a tear.
Yeah, I just felt very
No,
prepared for this
then
moment. So I was like,
hit
I'll
it.
do it.
Hey, I'm just along for the ride. I'll sit
So-
back and enjoy the show.
I watched the second Maleficent movie last night with my brother and my mother. It was really good. I had very low expectations, like rock bottom expectations.
You want to know how many Maleficent movies I've seen?
0?
0.
What? You haven't? You're like the movie person. You see all the movies.
The good ones.
Okay, number 1, rude. It was very good. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Number 2, you watched Avengers like 10 times.
Yeah. Once again, the good ones.
Whatever. I didn't think it was that. I
Hey,
mean, it was fine.
so all right, give us
So-
the spoilers. Are
Yes,
you going to spoil?
I keep thinking that I'm moving this up, but I'm really just moving the whole mic stand.
Are you going to spoil it for us, or are you just going to give us a review
okay,
without spoilers?
No,
All
I
right.
shouldn't spoil it. I shouldn't. So, but what I will tell you though
Yes.
is my expectation. It was going to be really dumb, and I almost expected that it was going to be like almost evil, if that makes sense. It's literally
She's a
called
villain.
Maleficent, the evil something or other.
She's,
Mistress of Evil. That's
she's
what it
the
was.
villain.
Yeah, they set it up like she was gonna go like full villainy, but literally she was not the villain. Oh, I can't. Oh crap! I'm spoiling it. Listen, it was not as evil as I thought it was gonna be, and that was nice.
Did you see the first one?
It was really good. There were some sweet action sequences. I did actually. My brother and I talked about it. We both think the second one was better than the first one.
Well, that's good.
Like, almost significantly better.
There you go.
Which usually the sequel is worse than the first one, but it was like much better than the first one, I thought. So it was good.
Well, I mean, if that's where we're at, then I suggest, highly, highly recommend Peanut Butter Falcon.
What is that?
It's a movie.
It's a movie?
Probably one of the best movies I have seen in years.
Is it like out right now?
Yeah.
Is it about peanut butter on a bird?
No.
Is it a cooking show?
Nope. Peanut
Can we
butter.
talk about food for a second?
Peanut butter. Hey, you know what? All right, we're going all full recommendations. Peanut Butter Falcon, go see it. It's in movies Shia LaBeouf. Shia LaBeouf?
Isn't it LaBeouf? I don't know.
No, it's not that.
No.
But anyway, go see that. And
Okay.
then second thing, and I take your time with it, enjoy it. The Great British Baking Show on Netflix.
I have heard good things about the Great Bit. You know what I'm talking about.
Yep.
Okay, but just to go back to Peanut Butter Falcon for a second.
Yes.
When I hear the title, I feel like it's either got to be a cooking show or like a
It is a buddy
horror thriller.
No, it is an independent. It's an independent film that was made that was phenomenal. It's about two guys that are on the road getting to achieve their dreams. You know, they find friendship, they find a bond. There's some wrestling in it.
Wow.
Oh yeah, it's awesome. I'm
So
telling
much
you.
for horror thriller.
Nope, not. It's a buddy comedy-ish. It's got some funny parts. Awesome.
Good.
Awesome.
All right, Peanut Butter
Yeah.
Falcon people.
Peanut Butter Falcon.
See it, don't see it, but definitely see Maleficent.
And then it's rainy today, rainy tomorrow. Binge watch.
Yeah, good movie day.
Binge watch.
Rain days.
Great British Baking Show.
Yeah. Cool times.
Amy bailed out on it after episode 2.
Wow, that does not say a lot about.
Well, she got really excited because the episode 2 was about biscuits.
Yeah.
But in British language, biscuits are crackers.
Oh.
So they all made crackers.
So
And
she's
she
like,
was very disappointed.
I
She's
give
like,
up.
I can't do this.
I can't. The biscuits aren't even biscuits.
I think the language barrier. I think
That's
the
what cut her
language
off.
barrier hit her hard. So yeah,
Oh,
she was
man.
very
So
disappointed.
for those of you who
So-
go into it, biscuits are crackers.
yeah,
people.
biscuits, crackers.
Don't go in there with high expectations.
Tell you what.
You will stop watching.
Yeah, it's great though. That's
Yes, I feel
that's
you.
what's going on with me.
That's
So
what's
there you
going
go.
on with you. That's
There you go.
your life recap.
That's what I got.
All right, good movies.
World Series,
life
World
recap
Series
movies.
Game 7 coming up. Huh? Who you got? Come on, Anna, give us your pick. World Series.
I like-
Here, hang on. Can you tell me what sport the World Series is? They're
can't-
playing for the championship of what sport?
Baseball.
They're
Is it right?
yes.
Yes.
Can
I'm so proud of myself.
Can you give me
Red
one?
Sox.
False. Can you give me one of the two teams that are playing?
Okay. I'm gonna be.
They've played 6 games already
Is
in
there
this
a
World
team
Series.
called Cardinals? Is that a real thing?
There is a St. Louis Cardinal.
Okay, Cardinals.
They're not in it.
Okay. Oh, wait. I saw a movie about this one time.
What?
Is it The Angels? Something about
No,
the
it's not
Angels?
Angels in the outfield.
No. I wasn't sure if that was a real team or not, so I
Anna.
just figured I'd go for it.
So nothing?
Nothing. I know.
All right, here we go. We're going to give here this is
I
a new
literally
segment.
told you all
New-
the teams I even know the name of.
The best thing, the Detroit Tigers weren't even on that.
Oh yeah, I forgot about them.
All right, so here we go. For all you, we don't condone gambling or betting in any way.
Did you
on
bet?
this show.
Did you
no,
gamble?
no. But here
Oh.
we go. We're gonna give Anna's stone cold lock for Game 7.
Oh,
of
okay,
the-
yeah. I'm gonna tell you who's
yep,
gonna win.
Yep, tonight, Game 7 is happening at
Okay.
8 o'clock.
Okay.
All right, it is the Washington Nationals
Washington Nationals.
versus.
That's a team? Okay. All right.
Yes. They play out of.
Washington?
Yep, there you go.
There you
All
go.
right, against the Houston Astros.
Astros.
Yep.
Okay, so if I channel for a moment, my
Do you wanna
See,
know
this
where
is
they're
a hard
playing?
one. This is a hard one because Nationals, like, you have the country behind you, the nation, as it were. But Astro is like Astro Boy who has awesome robotic powers, so I think this could go either way. But I'm
That's
gonna
what I'm saying.
say if it comes down to it,
Yep,
probably gosh, it's so close.
it is. And that's why it's Game 7.
gonna have
They've
to go
each won
with-
3 games.
Astro Boy. Astros.
You're going to go with the Houston Astros.
Astros.
Game
from
7
Houston.
at home. Do you want to know that?
They're gonna win 53-4.
Wow. It's baseball.
Is that not a score you
It's
can have?
baseball.
Isn't that a score you can have
Not
in
in
baseball?
baseball.
What?
You're
How?
not.
How is that possible?
I mean, they could, but they're not scoring 53 runs.
Well, fine.
So here we go. All right. So Houston versus Washington.
Okay.
Okay. No home team has won yet in this series. So they played 3 games in Washington. Houston won all 3 of those games. They played 3 games in Houston. Washington won all of those games. They are playing in Houston for Game 7.
Oh, the Astros are gonna come.
There you
through.
go.
Yeah.
All right. There you go.
53-4. I'm holding to that score.
Please don't.
It is gonna be a landslide.
The
victory.
scores for the game. Just to
The
give you,
Nationals will
all
be
right,
crying.
all right, just to give you. So the first game was 5-4.
Holy moly! What the
The
heck?
second game was 12-3, so that was closer.
So-
The third game was 4-1. The fourth game was 8-1, 7-1, and then last night was 7-2. So I guess 53 could
Okay.
happen.
Here's my new score.
All right,
It's gonna go 5-4,
5-4.
and they're gonna be tied, and then they're gonna have an extra inning. Whoa! And then come through the Astros.
So the Astros are going to have a walk-off win to win 5-4.
Yes.
Oh, you
There'll
know what,
also
Anna?
be probably a couple home runs in there.
Anna, you said it here. You said it here first.
It's real.
Technically, people are going to be listening to this after the game is played. So if this comes
Oh, 'cause
true,
it's tonight.
it is tonight.
Oh my gosh!
So
Oh, this is gonna be great.
I know I'm
Okay.
excited for this. I really am.
So for those of you watching last night, or listening.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Do you want to say it like it actually happened? Wow, I can't believe the
can't
Houston
believe
Astros won 5-4
that was amazing.
in the 10th inning.
and then
With
the
a
extra inning.
walk-off.
Wow, there are 10 innings.
No, there's 9. So if there was an extra inning,
Oh,
it would
okay,
be 10.
yeah. 10 innings,
Yeah.
people,
Man,
and it almost went 54-3,
It-
but they pulled through, or 54-5. I don't
they
remember.
could
what
have
it
kept
was.
playing. They probably would have.
They could have. Okay.
Oh, all right.
So,
good deal.
hey,
Love it.
Really quickly, we're going to do a Sunday recap,
Yeah,
and
we
then we're
are.
going to go in a different direction
Oh, watch out.
than usual.
Ducking
gonna
and
be
weaving.
awesome.
Bobbing and weaving.
Okay, so what did we talk about on Sunday? We talked about
Needy people.
some really good info. There was a cool interview that happened that I thought had a lot of good information in it with a counselor. So if you're like, man, I wish I knew about needy people, watch the Sunday podcast. And you can find that on the Venture website. You can find it on the Venture YouTube channel, as
Whoa,
well as
watch
this
out.
podcast.
Boom. Here we are.
And usually it's on Facebook, too.
Yeah.
It's in a lot of places.
You can find it on Facebook
Yeah.
for sure.
So it was good info. We talked about a bunch of different things. What was like the big thing you got out of it?
I got 3 things.
Oh, you got 3 things.
Do you want 3 things?
Yes, I do.
All right.
Would love 3 things.
If we're going to deal with needy people. Ugh.
Ugh.
Needy.
Ugh.
So needy. Clingy.
Eric.
Yeah,
Needy.
me. If you're going to deal with me. Here, Anna, here's how you need to deal with me. You ready?
Okay.
You ready? The first thing.
Yes.
We need to give strategically,
Give strategically.
not give emotionally. When I'm sitting over here and you're like, "Oh, I'm so heartbroken for Eric." Don't just give me things. Don't do it. No, I don't.
Take that
Okay.
cup of water,
want
maybe. I don't know what that is.
We'll see what happens.
And then I was like, oh, I'm pushing it towards the laptop. I don't know if that's a good idea.
But once again, you
Give
think about,
strategically.
because we're loving people.
Yeah.
That's our job.
Yeah.
As Christ followers, we are loving people. So we are not focusing on what they want,
Mm-hmm.
but what do they really need?
Yeah.
Get to know people.
Get to know people.
Care for them, love them, be by their side. And don't just give them what they think they want.
Mm-hmm.
Give them what they need.
Give them what they need.
You know, meet their needs. Care for them.
Cool.
That's the first thing.
Nice.
You want the second thing?
Sure. Hit me.
We
Hit me.
serve wisely.
Serve wisely.
Serve wisely. So that means don't put too much on the tray when you're carrying it to the table. I don't think there's a metaphor in there.
Is that like a waitress? Like
Yeah. Serve
you could
wisely.
drop the tray?
Yeah. Yeah.
falls on somebody, you get fired.
Yeah. So
of things can happen.
wisely.
Yes.
But really the point here was you cannot say yes often if you don't say no occasionally.
I need to tell you something. I need to say no
Right now?
right now.
Wow.
So next weekend, that would be the 8th through the 10th.
Yes.
I'm joking. I'm joking. We have a camping trip, by the way. For those of you listening, high school camping trip. It's going to be cool. Get your high
Well,
schooler.
it's a Young Life fall retreat
Yeah.
that Venture Youth is going on.
Yeah.
So it's not really a camping trip. Like we stay in like
Oh, yeah. Camping
so,
trip
yeah,
really
you make
makes
it sound like we are.
tense.
Funny story though is I have had this urge to go camping, like tent camping, and have like a big bonfire and tent camp, and I just haven't. Promise. It's cold. It's cold outside.
You need a pretty big fire to
Yeah, and
warm
then-
yourself.
yeah.
Some nice wool socks.
That's what I'm saying. And I don't know if I really want to go. Like maybe I just need to have a bonfire so I can go back inside if I get cold. But I don't know if I really want to like camp. But anyway, so next weekend camping, wilderness. Not really. It's kind of like a
Yeah.
big
I feel
deal. But yeah, that's gonna be excited. So that's why, because you say no occasionally, you get to say yes often when we go to camp. So you're welcome.
Huh.
Yeah.
I would like to reverse that a little bit.
Yeah. And the biggest thing with that is just making sure that you really take time to refill your own cup, take time to really connect with God and make sure you're filled up before you pour yourself out on others.
Yeah. That's just a good strategy in general.
Truth. There you go.
Prepare.
Second one was a hit. Second one was a hit for you. So third one, we trust. How much do you think we trust?
A whole lot.
Completely.
It's a good one.
Completely. When you're down and out, when you got nowhere else to go, put your trust in God.
Jesus.
Boom.
Coming in for the win.
Always
as
the
per
answer.
usual.
Always the answer.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So,
so those
boom.
are the 3 points. There you go.
How do you work with needy people?
Yeah.
Those 3 points.
Rescuing
Yeah.
isn't always helping. Anna. Yeah, unpack that one.
I'm going to have to stop giving stuff to you.
Rescuing isn't always helping. Let me fail, Anna.
Like,
Quit throwing me the life raft.
yeah, that's my bad.
If I can't swim, let me drown.
Is that?
Wait, I think that goes. Let's go a little,
Seems a little
much.
extreme. Just don't. Just leave him out there.
Just-
You're like on
you
a
know
boat.
what I mean.
Help me!
He's cramping up. It's all right.
It's fine.
It's fine. He'll be good.
Rescuing isn't helping people.
He's got to learn it somehow.
Can you imagine if that was like a lifeguard?
Don't worry.
Watch this. Rescuing isn't helping people.
He believes in Jesus. He'll be fine.
He'll be fine.
Eternally, he'll be fine.
Yeah, somehow. Okay, so before we really take a turn, I did find this thing on the internet.
More than me drowning and you not rescuing
Yes.
me. More than we take a bigger turn than that.
Listen, rescuing isn't helping Eric.
Yeah.
So I
Stop
was
rescuing
looking
this
up.
podcast.
I just was looking up eating people just because I was curious. So there's this thing that's 5 signs of a needy person.
Oh man, how many? Wait,
So I was
hang on.
I know to check
How-
Eric on
all
this
right,
one.
Let's see. How many do you think? I bet you I'm 5 out of 5. I bet you I'm 5 out
I'm
of
gonna
5.
say
4.5.
3 or 4. Literally.
All right.
Okay, but
I
these
do
are
like-
kind of interesting ones.
I do like competition, so I do like to hit
Okay.
like 100%.
Okay,
So,
I
all
feel
right,
ya.
Let's see what we got.
So number 1, a needy person wants to be with you all the time.
I don't like being alone.
Is that yeah?
Yeah.
So that's. Do you want to count that as? All right. I guess picture your wife Amy. Do you want to be with her all the time?
Yes, I love her. She's
right.
my soulmate.
1 check. All right. Number 2, you seek constant validation.
Yeah. You better tell me how good I am all the time.
Yes. Well,
And then
awkward.
continue to
Since
tell
I
me.
pretty much don't do that.
I
I
know.
should though.
That
I
would be
should.
nice.
Yeah.
All right,
sorry.
2 for
but
2.
rescuing isn't helping.
So spend time with me.
Yeah.
and
Spend
tell
time
me
with
how
you.
great I am.
Validate you.
Yes.
Needs attention. Always.
Well, one of us is wearing a costume, one of us isn't. So one of us needs
Yeah,
attention.
you need attention because you're like, why didn't you tell me I could have worn my costume?
But I'm
'Cause you
I'm
needed
okay
the
with
attention.
it. See, all eyes on you, Anna. All eyes on you.
We're not testing me
Well-
right now. We're testing you.
Yep. Well,
And I don't always need attention. So I just like to wear costumes.
coming from the person in the pink and gold.
Hey, this is very fancy.
I know.
FYI, I
FYI,
made
look at me and
this.
tell me how nice I look.
I need validation. Okay, but
Hey,
for real though,
facts speak for
Listen.
themselves. Yeah.
me and my sister-in-law
Yes.
made this.
I know, and
It's
you did a
awesome.
great job.
Look at it.
Yes,
It's
I'm telling.
beautiful.
Look at me.
Okay.
I'm spending
Number
time.
four.
Wait, hey,
Number
I'm
four,
spending
number four,
time
number
with
four.
you. I'm spending time with you. You
Back
did a
off.
great job, and we're all looking at your wonderful costume.
Eric,
for
let's
three.
talk about how needy
Yeah,
you are
all
for
right,
a moment
all
here.
right, here we go.
Number 4.
Yes.
You are. They are always asking what you feel or think.
They?
Oh, like a needy person.
Okay.
A needy person is always asking what you're feeling or thinking. So,
So
are
if
you
I don't
always
care about
asking
people, like if I
people-
don't,
I know this. I felt like this was a weird one.
Yeah.
As well. Maybe it's like the always like. What do you think about now? What do you
I
think
think
about
maybe
now?
it's like
What do you think about
maybe
now?
if you ask what you feel or what you think, like if I do something, I need to know how you feel or what you think about what I do.
Oh, like to validate
Yeah.
your
To- yes.
uncertainty.
Yeah, because
Yeah, that makes more
I
sense.
would assume it's caring if I'm like, hey, what do you think about this idea?
Yeah,
What's your
or,
opinion?
Are you okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I
but I
agree.
think it's so.
So,
Yeah.
so it
you
goes
know.
back to the validation thing. So,
That's all
how
right.
do you score on that one then?
Yeah.
How do you feel about this question?
Yeah. That's what I feel. Meh.
Man, what
Meh.
does that mean? Does that mean
Meh.
yes or no?
I was 3 out of 4, I think.
Okay,
I
okay,
don't, I
okay,
don't
okay.
know. Like,
There is one more. And this one is just, I don't know about this one.
oh, geez. The last one is meh, and this one's worse? Oh,
yeah.
geez. All right.
They dominate your social media? What does that even mean? And how does that work for people who don't use social media?
Like they slide into your DMs? That's the
They're
thing the
dir-
kids say.
they what?
They slide into your DMs.
Direct messaging?
Mm-hmm.
What does that mean?
That means they like, what up, girl? What you doing?
So how are
Give
you
me-
feeling? What are you thinking right now?
Am
Let's
I
talk
ki-
about me for a second.
Why didn't you like my last post?
Yeah. Oh, maybe that's what
Maybe
it
it is like, hey, like,
Yeah.
like always commenting, always
Maybe.
liking,
Maybe.
always doing that
Or
stuff.
always
Yeah.
like, oh, I don't know enough about social media. I don't
Yeah.
know how to dominate it. I'm
Well, there you
struggling
go. So
on
you're
my
not-
own.
Yeah, and I don't think I use it enough to dominate anybody's social
Yeah,
media.
same. I don't even dominate my own social media.
Yeah, if I can learn to dominate my own, then maybe I will
yeah,
dominate others. But
or
yeah.
this podcast, social media. That's my current goal. So
Yeah, I don't think I could. If I am dominating your social media out there, let me know.
Yeah.
Because I apologize. I'm screwing something up.
I didn't even know. I didn't even know. Okay, so
So-
I also found one that was like 10 signs of an emotionally needy narcissist.
Whoa.
And I was like, Eric says I'm a narcissist all the time. So I
What?
looked at it.
I don't think I've ever used such a big word.
0 out of 10 people.
All right, I gotta know.
No, I
got
didn't
it.
write those
You-
ones down. There wasn't enough room on the paper.
That's great.
So,
I found this great
Very
list.
Small paper.
I found a great list. Guess what I didn't bring? That list.
Yeah, that's because, listen, we don't need to check. We just know that I am 0 out of 10 on narcissism.
What
so
is the list
you're
called?
welcome. None of your business.
No, what's it called? 10?
Okay, so let's move on here for a second. Let's
I can't
talk
even
about.
remember.
Let's talk about.
10
let's talk
things I
about
hate about you.
Jesus.
10 commandments. 10 minutes gone?
What is 10 minutes got? Listen, we're getting off track.
Oh, it's a movie with Bruce Willis.
That's the Die Hard guy, right?
Should be called Two Bald Guys because it's Bruce Willis and another bald guy. Anywho.
You know,
All
balding's
right.
the new
Hey,
hair.
you know what? I don't need to know if I'm a needy narcissist. Oh, that's what it was.
No,
Signs.
stop. We need to stay on track here.
Are
All right,
a
listen,
needy
listen.
assist.
I need your attention.
Luckily, Google
I
will
need
correct that
your
spelling.
attention. Will you just pay attention?
Yeah.
Listen.
14 signs someone is a narcissist.
Oh
11
wow, they're
signs.
just going straight up narcissism.
11 signs you're in a relationship with a narcissist.
Maybe we should.
Alpha.
Maybe we should table this until the next
All right,
podcast.
go on.
And then if you forget about it, you
All right.
forget about it. Oh well.
Go on.
Okay, so here's what I want to talk about. We are going to go away from dealing with needy people, and
See
we
ya,
are
needy
going
people.
to talk about how we need to be needy people.
You know what we need?
Boom.
Jesus.
Yes, we do. We do need Jesus. And I think that's really what it comes down to. And we've kind of delved into this topic before. But for the sake of what now, what are our next steps, what is our spiritual growth, you know, what we can run into is really we all need spiritual growth. We all need Jesus. But what
Boom.
does it take in our lives to motivate ourselves and to remember not just in the hard times, but in the good times, that we need to be growing and we need to be seeking after God. Like, we need to be needy when it comes to our own spiritual growth.
So what you're saying is you take the good, you take the bad, you take them both, and there you have the facts of life.
I am so confused by that metaphor. What does that mean? No? Was that a reference to something?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
Yeah, look
Oh,
it
well.
up.
No, thank
Somebody
you.
got it.
Somebody got it. Okay, so how do I make myself need Jesus all the time? Or let me rephrase that. We always need Jesus.
Yeah.
But how do I motivate myself to seek him as if I need him all the time? Because I think that sometimes, when life is hard, when we're troubled, it's so easy for us to go after God, and to even go after God in needy ways sometimes. Like, oh God, why aren't you helping me on this? Why aren't you giving me this? Well, like, give me. Like, I need your attention. I need you to be with me always. I need you to validate me. For those of you who are watching this podcast and you're wondering why Eric waves at somebody
Bigfoot.
every single episode.
Bigfoot.
Bigfoot. It's like he's walking
He
by.
walks right by with that slow walk.
The myth,
And I just,
the legend.
hey, Bigfoot.
Hey, what's up? Snap a photo. We would, but we're using the phone. I forgot to put it on airplane mode. Hopefully nobody calls.
It'll happen. Just
So
give it time.
Please don't happen.
I want to call you right now.
No, don't do it.
So badly.
Don't do it. Okay, so
Yes, go for it.
so
Yeah.
how do we motivate ourselves? So here's what I want to do.
Whoa, all right.
Eric,
Yep.
I kind of want to go back and forth on this maybe a little bit.
all right.
And like you tell me,
Tit
so
for
like
tat.
yeah. So in the good
Quid
times,
pro quo.
in the good times, how do you motivate yourself to continue seeking Jesus?
I think. Well,
So you say something, I'll say something. We'll go back and forth.
all right. I think the first thing that I need to make sure I do is, I guess the simple answer is glorify God daily, is making sure that if I am truly a follower of Jesus, then I need to take time to recognize how awesome God is. So that first thing every morning, waking up and attacking the day, thanking him for what's going to come, thanking him for truly, in my case, saving my life, being there for me when I was at rock bottom and had nowhere else to go. God was the reason that I moved out of that place. So being able to take every morning by thanking him, no matter how bad the day is going to get, no matter what situation is going to come up, really taking that time to recognize and humble myself in front of God and say, okay, you've got this. You're amazing. And going for that. That kind of keeps me centered in not forgetting that I absolutely need him.
That's a good one. I like that.
You know what? Just got to
Yeah.
start off strong. Lead off
Yeah.
hitter for a few
And we really
snaps.
don't thank God enough. Like, we ask and ask and ask and ask. But something that I was reading about this is, how do we equalize so that for every time we ask God for something, we thank him for something? Because the ratio is way off. It's
Yeah.
like 20-1 or something, sometimes 20-0. So how do we equalize and praise God and thank God as much as we ask God for things?
Well, and that's where I think it comes in. No matter what, if you start the day recognizing who God is, and you end the day recognizing who God is, no matter if throughout that day you were in a bad place and you're like, oh, God's not even showing up anymore, or you're in a good place and you're like, Psh, I got this, I don't need God. You're centering yourself in that moment where you're saying, whoa, okay, yeah, I took control of that whole situation. You're still amazing. You're great. That is you. Thank you for that. Or, man, that was a pretty crappy day. Really could have used some help there. I
Yeah.
know there's a plan and a purpose for everything. So tomorrow we're going to get out of it. We're going to move forward. So it is, no matter what happened in that day, if you start and end your day with recognizing and thanking him, I think you're in a good place.
Yeah.
So that was mine.
Mine would be changing our mindset. So I feel like our mindset of God can often be, He is somebody I go to when I am in need, or he is somebody that I talk to when I need to ask for something. Or we think of God as sort of like the means to an end in some circumstances, but changing our mindset so that that's not even really in there, but instead think about God is my friend. He's somebody that I hang out with. And so for me, basically the motivation to spend time with God and to spiritually grow with God is to change my mindset from God being the person I go to when I'm in trouble or when something happens, and instead being like, well, I just hang out with God all the time just because we hang out. And then in that sense, because I'm always hanging out with God, that spiritual growth is more natural and almost habitual, I want to say. So it's kind of like, sometimes I talk to God just to talk to him, not to ask him stuff.
Say, hey, what up?
Yeah, like, how's it going? How's your day? I don't know if I ever asked that before. How's your day, God?
Yeah, probably pretty good.
Yeah, pretty good. I had to talk to this guy, Eric, today.
Yeah. He's so needy.
He's needy.
He's so needy.
Wow, we both went that direction.
So needy.
It's okay. Me too. I'm needy. So,
all
yeah.
right, there
So
you
mine
go.
is change your mindset.
There you go. I think it is two bad words that nobody likes to hear: discipline and obedience.
I did not think you were going
Yeah,
that
you
direction.
think you think
I
you're
was
gonna
like,
have to
two
beat
bad
me?
words.
Yeah. Oh no! Dump button.
Hit
Dump
the
button.
button. Hit the button.
But really, I looked at it, and it's funny is like when I wake up in the morning or throughout the day, I'm so quick to need to know what's going on in the world. I need to check social media. I need to see what everybody else is up to. Mm-hmm. And I realized, wow, how many times do I need to get into God's word? Or how many times do I really need to pray or connect with God in some way? Mm-hmm. And so what I realized is that if I'm going to hop on social media, or if I'm going to watch a Netflix show, or whatever that's going to be that time wasting kind of opportunity, it's like, before I do that, what can I be praying for? Before I do that, do I need to dive into scripture? Like, what is that thing that I can do to connect? It's not saying like, man, I read the whole Bible today because every 2 seconds I wanted to check social media, so I read a passage of scripture. But it's like, no, I have people that I'm praying for, situations that I'm praying for. So if I'm going to hop on my phone and look something up on social media, then I have time to sit and pray for that person for a second, and then I can go do that.
So instead of dominating somebody's social media,
Yeah. Dominate
Connect.
God's social media.
connect with God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, slide into his DMs, as it were.
I still don't really understand what that means.
Truth.
And really,
Yeah.
to go along with that, scheduling time for God,
Yeah.
putting stuff, kind of like
I
what you're
think
saying,
more
putting God first.
Prioritizing. I think that's what it really comes down. With me, that's what keeps me centered, and putting him at the center of everything that I'm doing is prioritizing him above everything. I mean, that's the biggest thing is like, if I have time to do this, if I'm going into a situation, do I pray over that situation first to make sure God knows my heart and where I'm going with it and what I'm feeling, but also asking him to be in that situation and recognizing that he is in that situation. Making sure that, yeah, if I'm hopping on social media, I'm making sure that I'm prioritizing him above social media, or him above binging the Great British Baking Show on Netflix, whatever that might be. It's making sure that he's always first in those situations.
Yeah. They just
So.
have cracker biscuits anyways. Who wants
Yeah,
to watch that?
nobody.
So here's my number 2.
You're number 2, 4 overall.
Community.
Ooh.
Yes.
The show?
No.
Oh, okay.
Community as in, here's a plug for life groups. Hey, Kara
Whoa.
Fullman, coming in for the win
Shout
here.
out.
Shout out to Kara Fullman.
Shout out.
So here's what's so cool about life groups is that we don't necessarily think about them this way, but life groups are a great, not only just accountability, but kind of like habit creating for always being aware of your spiritual growth. Especially if you're in a life group where it's like, oh, okay, let's read this together or, you know, do some like homework, quote unquote, on your own time. Because then what you're doing is you're thinking about it all week, like between life groups. Like you have life group on Thursday, and then you're thinking about spiritual growth until the next Thursday, and then it rotates again. And because there are other people in your group, there's this sense of accountability. So who are the people that we're waving at are actually some people in a life group, and they get together every week.
Ta-da.
Yeah. So community, I think, is very important. It's not just like, yeah, I mean, it's great to hang out. It's great to do life with people, which is really kind of how we pitch it. But community in its own sense is a very effective accountability and encouragement when it comes to spiritual growth.
Yeah, and that's, I think, the accountability part. Once again, we always harp on that, but that is so important to be held accountable, to have somebody to care about you enough to say, have you prayed about that?
Yeah.
Or, hey, what are you reading? What scripture are you reading right now? Hey, do you want to read this with me? You know, whatever that might be. Hey, do you have any questions about what we're talking about? All that accountability keeps you putting God first and keeping him in your mind as much as possible.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right. What's your last one?
Oh,
Yeah.
3?
Cutting you off at 3. 3's a good
3.
number. Trinity. Apples.
3.
Yes.
Man.
3 little pigs. 3 bears. 3 in 1. Trying to think of 3 things.
Trying to keep going.
Yeah. Well, you're thinking, so I'm
Yeah.
filling.
Do you have a third one?
3 pie flavors. I do.
What? There's
Yeah, you
so
want me to
many-
go first?
There's so many pie flavors. 3?
Listen, okay.
What would be your top?
Listen, I'm just thinking about food right now.
What
okay?
would be your top
It's
3?
lunchtime.
Apple, blueberry, pumpkin?
Oh, pumpkin's very good.
Those would be
I
my
would
3.
say
I think those would be my 3 favorite.
Raspberry. Raspberry's good.
Raspberry pie?
Yeah, raspberry pie.
Stop it.
Pumpkin pie. And then
I don't
I'm
think
going
raspberry
to
would make my
say
top 10.
chocolate pie.
Yeah. Agree
Wow.
to disagree.
You're
Agree to disagree.
rude.
Apple,
All right,
blueberry.
I'll do my last
pumpkin.
one first. How's that?
Yes.
Do you have time to think? Okay, so here's my last one.
Yeah.
Fighting. I really wish I had a sword for this moment. Well,
Yeah, well,
another day.
win some, lose some.
Gosh darn it. I should have brought a sword.
Yeah.
What was I thinking?
That's
Okay.
a life motto right there. You should always bring a
Here's
sword.
why I'm saying fighting.
Fighting.
Okay, so we should need time with Jesus so much we are willing to fight for it. You know, I don't think that we think about time with Jesus as something that we should pursue passionately and that we should fight for in our lives. And this usually comes up with, like, you know, when life is normal, when there's not those hard times, but life is normal and life gets busy and you have all these meetings and you have to, you know, hang out with your people or life gets busy. There's
Yeah.
all sorts of things.
Yeah.
So when that happens, we can often let God, and this kind of goes back to prioritizing a bit, but we can let time with God kind of slide to the side or slide to the DMs, as they say.
That's
no,
not
that's
how
not
you
how that
use
relates. Okay.
That's not
But
how
we
you
can
use
we can kind of let time with God go to the side, and we think of it as filler. So we sometimes think of, you know, time with God or time for spiritual growth as filler, when really we should be thinking of it as something we fight for. Like, we're like, okay, even when it comes to prioritizing, like, oh yeah, I got to prioritize God first. But then we're like, okay, but I really have to turn in this form, or I really have to do this right now, or I really have to do this. And time with God, yeah, it comes first, but I'll have time for that a little bit later. But this has to happen. And so to change our mindset, to go back to that mindset of spiritual growth and needing Jesus, sometimes it's something we have to fight for. We have to fight for it.
Jesus shouldn't be your side piece.
We should be your side piece.
That goes along with the slide into your DMs
Is that
thing.
Does that go with that? Oh, gosh, I'm so confused by that metaphor.
I know.
Okay, did you think of your last
I
one?
did.
Oh, okay. Fight for it, people. Buy a
Fight.
sword
Buy a sword and fight for it.
and fight for it. Wouldn't that be great if, like, you had, like, something you had to do and then you just, like, whip out your practice sword, the plastic ones, and you're like, I'll fight you.
What?
I have to take time with Jesus right now.
Wow.
And just battle it out.
And just
Life would be so
back away.
exciting.
Just back away slowly.
I'm going to start that.
I'm going.
It's going to trend. It's going to trend. I'm start making videos.
All right. So once again, the last ones, 2 bad words. I got a third bad word.
My goodness.
Third
What?
bad word. I know.
Why?
Learning.
Learning.
Take time to ask questions and seek answers and learn about what you're reading. So if you're taking time in prayer and you're like, man, I just keep pushing prayer to the side, take time to learn about prayer, why it's so important. If you're struggling with any aspect of your faith, instead of just reading the word, study the word, really dive into the why behind it. There's a lot more people smarter than myself that have looked at these situations and can have opinions or have wrote books or there's resources of what's going on. And I really think to really take time and learn and understand what it means, how it was written, why it was written, how it pertains to you, I think is so important.
Yeah.
Because then it's not just something you're like, oh, that's just something quick that I'm going to use. No, that's something that really plants itself in your heart, in your mind, and then you're able to have those discussions. You're able to get in those conversations. And I think it really helps you prioritize God, but also have this understanding that really personalizes that relationship with God.
Yeah. And
So-
learn about all aspects, really. Don't just read the Bible, study the Bible. And then as far as like what now, what can I do now thing, where there's actually a class here at Venture
Whoa, look at
on
you.
how to study the Bible. It is the 4th week of November.
Boom.
Scheduled in the box. It is a great class, and it really goes into we're not just reading the Bible. Like, we're seeking to understand what it means within the context of what it has been written.
There you go.
So what a great opportunity.
Educate
really.
yourself.
Educate yourself. Yeah.
Educate
And
yourself.
it's very fun. You
Yeah.
know, it's very fun to learn about Jesus and to learn about what he has for our lives. It is. It's very enjoyable.
Yeah. So there you go. Look at that.
So
There's
to
so much.
summarize,
So much.
what now? What
What
are steps
now?
that we can take to motivate ourselves to continue in spiritual growth and in our need for Jesus, because we need to be needy in that sense. What can we do?
We got to be grateful. Grateful
gotta be
for who
grateful.
God is, what he's done for us.
That's right.
We
Good
got to
times.
make sure that we prioritize him. And we got to make sure we're learning about him.
Yeah.
I don't even remember what you had because it's all about me.
Wow. That's so rude.
Yeah, you know, tell me how great my answers were.
I'm gonna
Just
go
one more
backwards.
time. Just one more time. Tell me how great my answers were. Pay attention to me.
They were great.
Thank you.
Okay, we need to change our mindset.
Oh, I mean, I guess it's not as good
Actually,
as mine,
in
but
2 different ways. We need to think about hanging out with Jesus.
yeah.
We need to think about fighting for our
Fighting.
time with Jesus. And we need
Fight
to get in
for your
community.
right. For Jesus. Beastie Boys,
No.
fight for your right to party.
No. Sorry. So, thank you for listening to What Not with Ann and Eric.
Yeah.
Just a couple side tips. Be safe tonight. Getting Halloween candy.
Check for razor blades.
Check for... Ooh, took a dark turn.
Hey, just keeping kids safe.
Gonna say,
If you
watch
gotta-
your sugar amount. You could get cavities, but
got a
also
peanut-
razor blades.
If you got a peanut allergy,
Oh, yes.
stay away from
Check for allergies.
Reese's. Yep. And if you're
that's
giving
true.
out pennies, stop it. Stop it. Stop it.
Do people do that?
Kids want candy. Toothbrushes. We get it. Yes, it's not the healthiest night, but listen, give the king size candy bars.
Wouldn't it be
Kids
great if
will
you
love
like
you.
had like vitamins and you wrapped them in like
Flintstone
a
vitamins.
candy wrapper?
Then you're a pusher. Then you're a drug pusher. That's not good.
True.
You don't want to be
That probably wouldn't be good. You're right. Don't be doing that, people.
No, don't do
That's
it.
a bad idea.
straight up candy. Candy. And not black licorice.
Yes,
Blech,
that's true.
blech,
Or black jelly beans.
blech. That's Easter time though.
Or almond joys.
Stop. Shut your mouth.
Gross.
Only the best candy ever.
Gross.
Only the best candy
Gross.
ever. If anybody gets Almond Joys and they feel the same way Anna does, please give them to me, and I will eat all of the Almond Joys.
You can mail them here at your church. Address them to Eric Anderson.
Attention, Eric Anderson.
Attention, Eric Anderson.
I'll
Almond
eat
Joys.
them all.
So, thank you
right,
for
we're
listening
gone.
to What Now with Ann and Eric.
Truth.
And really, we hope that this can be a place where you can learn more about spiritual growth.
Hopefully, fingers
Yeah.
crossed.
Let's do.
We're not
do a
just
better
another
job
pretty
at that.
face.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I am, but
Hey,
so
go Astros.
yeah, go Astros. 53 to 5.
53 to 5. I think you've changed
10th
that
inning.
score 10 times. All right.
So-
We'll see ya.
See ya. Bye.